Daryl, listen, that's a grieving mom, you know, and that's no one can imagine what the mom is dealing with. But the stepdad saying, you know, burn this bitch down. What's your reaction to that?
Without question, number one, we know that was raw emotion in a very bad situation. However, those comments were completely unacceptable and inappropriate. However, I have not seen a witness who have tied that comment to any of the violence that took place that night. And I think just to say that and just to make the overture that it was related, I think is not there. The other part I would say is this. Obviously, some media outlets decided to air this, and it's really served no good purpose. I don't think it was newsworthy for anyone to put out him saying what he said, given the situation and the totality of what was going on.
But Daryl,
if it did,
Daryl.
Yes, go right ahead.
Listen, I've got to push back on that. We've had, at first we thought it was 12 fires. We're hearing today there were like 21 fires. Many people lost their businesses completely. Their livelihoods were just torched, went up in smoke. Some came home this morning. I went to their places of business this morning, and they just weren't there. So to say burn this bitch down, and then you have that many fires, how can you say that's not newsworthy? I beg to disagree with you.
No. Let me say this to you. You can't show me that there's a connection from him saying that and someone going out and committing a fire.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, but there's no connection. There's no connection, because I saw when it was initially reported, no one can say that from that moment someone heard it and went and caused a fire. To report that there's a connection between the statement and a fire, I don't think is so. If someone could prove that, that's a whole different story.
Hang on, Van Jones wants to get in here. Go ahead, Daryl. Van Jones is here with me.
Obviously, that statement was incendiary and not appropriate. I think we forget sometimes 99% of people who are in public life choose to be in public life, so they may have given some thought to how they come across. When you have families like this who are really snatched into
ordinary families, put in extraordinary conditions,
extraordinary,
right,
and snatched onto the world stage, you know, they sometimes do and say things that they probably regret. I don't want to excuse any of those kind of statements, but I do think that that mom and the father, not the stepfather, the father, have called for is peace, and at least so far tonight, all they call for tonight, and at least so far tonight, you see black, white, brown, young people across the country, at least so far tonight, actually acting in peace, and that I think is a big triumph tonight.
I don't disagree with that, but I just had to push back on you, Daryl, saying that it's not newsworthy. Of course, it's newsworthy to have something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Daryl.
But also, too, let me say this, though. I think the progress is what we see tonight. Tonight, we saw the president come out last night. We saw other leaders today really call for people to remain nonviolent. I think the protesting that we see across the country today and across the world gives Michael Brown's legacy the proper light. We all regret what happened last night. It wasn't good, and the parents are upset that those things happened there in the city of Ferguson, in the community. I think when you saw the families who saw the damage to their communities, we all hurt today from what we saw there. I don't think Louis Head, I know Louis Head, he's a wonderful guy, wonderful guy. Yeah. And the anger that they feel for the loss of Michael Brown, and they're angry for this reason. They feel that a system that was supposed to go after the murderer of their son completely failed, completely mischaracterized, and failed them. So they felt like they had no one to turn to. They put all of the confidence in the world that Mr. McCullough would do the right thing for them, and it didn't happen.
All right, Daryl Parks, thank you very much.